Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on America's Report. I'm Christina Aguayo.
The new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, is making quite the impression as he's already standing up to liberal reporters who are looking for a gotcha moment. During a news conference on Tuesday, as McCarthy was talking about booting Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell off the House Intelligence Committee, he was interrupted by a reporter who insisted on pushing a narrative, to which McCarthy savagely shut down.
What did Adam Schiff do as the chairman of the Intel Committee? What Adam Schiff did, use his power as a chairman and lie to the American public. Even the Inspector General said it. When Devin Nunes put out a memo, he said it was false. When we had a laptop, he used it before an election to be politics and say that it was false and said it was the Russians. When he knew different, when he knew the intel, if you talk to John Radcliffe, DNI, he came out ahead of time and says there's no intel to prove that, and he used his position as chairman, knowing he has information the rest of America does not, and lied to the American public. When a whistleblower came forward, he said he did not know the individual, even though his staff had met with him and set it up. So no, he does not have a right to sit on that.
McCarthy then took aim at Swalwell and his relationship with a Chinese spy.
Let's talk about Swalwell, because you have not had the briefing that I had. I had the briefing and Nancy Pelosi had the briefing from the FBI. The FBI never came before this Congress to tell the leadership of this Congress that Eric Swalwell had a problem with a Chinese spy until he served on Intel. So it wasn't just us who were concerned about it. The FBI was concerned about putting a member of Congress on the Intel Committee that has the rights to see things that others don't because of his knowledge and relationship with a Chinese spy.
And it seems that Schiff isn't too pleased with being kicked off the committee, as he took to Twitter right after McCarthy made the decision official to vow revenge. Schiff posting, quote, "Kevin McCarthy just kicked me and Representative Swalwell off the Intelligence Committee. This is petty political payback for investigating Donald Trump," Schiff said. "If he thinks this will stop me, he will soon find out just how wrong he is." During his time as chairman of the Intelligence Committee, Schiff promoted the debunked Trump-Russia collusion narrative. And when he was the lead impeachment manager, Schiff read to the entire nation in a congressional hearing a fake, made-up call transcript between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in an effort to demonize Trump. Last month, McCarthy told reporters at a press conference that Adam Schiff openly lied to the American public. He put America for 4 years through an impeachment that he knew was a lie at the same time we had Ukraine, at the same time we had Afghanistan collapse. Was that the role of the Intel Committee? McCarthy said, no, Schiff must go. Meanwhile, former Oregon Democrat Mayor Dennis Doyle was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison after pleading guilty to possession of child pornography. According to the DOJ, officials were notified of a USB that had child porn on it. The drive was turned over to law enforcement, and it was linked to Doyle, who then immediately confessed. The images were downloaded while Doyle was in office, and many of the minors in the photos were under the age of 12. 4 out of the 6 Antifa suspects that were arrested during the riots in Atlanta have been denied bond. During a court hearing, the judge denied bond for 22-year-old Francis Carroll of Maine, 22-year-old Madeline Fiola of Washington, 24-year-old Nadja Geer of Tennessee, and 37-year-old Emily Murphy of Michigan. On Saturday night in downtown Atlanta, rioters threw rocks, fireworks, destroyed businesses, and even set a police car on fire after the now suspended Atlanta Force Twitter account called for a, quote, night of rage following the fatal shooting of one of their members, 26-year-old Manuel Esteban Paez Terán. According to authorities, Terán was killed after he shot a state trooper in the stomach. The felony charges against the 6 include second-degree criminal damage, first-degree arson, interference with government property, and domestic terrorism. DirecTV has officially dropped conservative news network Newsmax from its lineup, a Tuesday night move that DirecTV says is due to a dispute over so-called carriage fees, while Newsmax says it's all about censorship. DirecTV said it's no longer airing Newsmax on the satellite service or its DirecTV Stream or Uverse services, and said that they line made it clear to Newsmax that it wants to continue airing the network's programming, but that its demands for rate increases would have led to significantly higher costs, including for customers. Newsmax, on the other hand, said DirecTV's decision is a censorship move to silence the conservative network. The media outlet also pointed to DirecTV's decision last year to drop another conservative network from its lineup, saying this is a blatant act of political discrimination and censorship against Newsmax.